Hello everybody, it's me, your good friend Sparky, and who left all this junk sitting around? The space floats in the way of the red onion, for crying out loud. Who would be this inconsiderate? Oh, right, it was us. Yeah, we need to do a little bit of cleanup here on day 6 of the Gamecube version of Pikmin. We've got to get the rest of the ship parts in the Forest Navel, and including the ship parts that we did not quite get back, on day 3. It's a little cluttered right now, so it's definitely important to get things going here. And it will just help clear things up, get them out of the way, so we can focus on getting the other 4 ship parts that are lying around this area. The space float. An excellent swimmer like me has no need for something like this, but my motto is always be prepared. Really, it's just for emergencies. I have now recovered 14 of 30 parts. If I can find just 15 more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. Very nice. And today, also, we really got to make use of all of our Pikmin types. This is definitely going to be a bit of a busy time, though not as busy as day 2 or 3, I think. I think we end up doing pretty well here. The Gravity Jumper! This anti-gravity device allows the dolphin to swim gracefully through the sea of stars like a dolphin. I have now recovered 15 of 30 parts. If I can find just 14 more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. And that does officially bring us to halfway done with collecting our ship parts. Very, very nice. But yeah, the last 4 ship parts in this area are a little spread all over the place, and I probably could have done a better job in trying to figure out the best way to get these parts. And that poor yellow Pikmin is now on fire, and he's dead. Oh well. But enough about that. We can't worry about that right now because we have to worry about a freaking boss fight. This is the Beady Long Legs. One of the few true boss-type enemies, I'd say, in the first Pikmin game. Pikmin 2 would make up for this in spades with a ton of really big enemies and really frightening enemies for you to fight. But the Beady Long Legs is really one of the only actual, boss fights in Pikmin 1. You do have things like the Armored Cannon Beetle and the Burrowing Snagret, but they're more like just super-powered regular enemies. This guy, he has his own personal battle arena, and he has a boss fight theme song for you to listen to while you battle him. His only downfall is that he's actually not terribly difficult. Yellow Pikmin can easily reach his head, which is his weak point, and he can only really stomp on your Pikmin to deal damage. It's the guard satellite! Deep space is filled with dangers. This automated satellite does its part to help guard both me and my spaceship. I'll sleep better at night once this little satellite is back on duty. And yeah, the Beady Long Legs pops open like a party ball and then disintegrates. And the only real tricky part of this whole section is the fact that we need to swap Pikmin around because the reds are the only ones that can really safely get this part out of here. Fighting the Beady Long Legs with the reds doesn't really work just because they have a hard time reaching the Beady Long Legs' head. You've got to wait for it to stop and kind of dip its head down for you to make your mark. But the yellows, they can just reach it no problem. That's really their fight to shine, honestly. Because the yellow Pikmin's sort of extra height throwingness doesn't really come into play very often. It of course comes into play in getting a few ship parts, but other than that, there's not really a lot for them to do. That's why they ended up giving them the ability to use the bomb rocks, I think. Because truthfully, there's graphics and stuff in the game's data that point to all Pikmin being able to use bomb rocks at one point. But the theory goes that since the yellow Pikmin's extra height-tossing maneuvers don't really come into play very often, they gave them the Bomb Rocks as sort of a unique ability to match the blue Pikmin's immunity to water and the red Pikmin's immunity to fire. And oh boy, Mollywogs are still obnoxious. I did develop kind of a strategy to battling them, of just kind of swarming them and trying to be prepared for when they leap up, and then directing my Pikmin away from him as fast as possible. It's the anti-dioxin filter! This fits over the rocket's exhaust ports and filters out all disease-causing agents from the ship's exhaust. That means I'll be able to move around without polluting the planet's atmosphere. I feel worlds better. Good for you, Olimar. Saving the planet. Even if it's not your planet, you're still saving it. And here's this scene of all the red Pikmin happily running to me and then running directly into the water and starting to drown. It's hilarious. Yay. But yeah. Mollywogs are still annoying. Mollywogs will always be annoying. Ironically, Mollywogs are not that bad in Pikmin 3. But in Pikmin 1 and 2, they are very obnoxious to deal with. And I'm glad that there's no more in this area. But the next area will make up for that in spades. So, you know, I'll take my victories, I guess. Speaking of victories, there goes the guard satellite. Back to camp and back to the dolphin where it belongs. Guard satellite. This has protected me from space pirates many, many times. I have now recovered 16 of 30 parts. If I can find just 13 more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. Now, it may protect you from space pirates, Olimar, but can it protect you from ravenous space bunnies? I wonder. Anywho, we gotta use our yellows right now to carry some bomb rocks over, because we need to blow down a gate as quickly as we possibly can. We did not manage to get to it during day 3 like I initially wanted to. So we need to, we need to take care of that now. And we also need to distract one more fiery blowhog while we do it so he doesn't set our yellows on fire. Which those ones, I'm surprised they're not on fire right now. They are, like, exactly the right distance away to not be being set on fire right now. And I just kind of counted that as a blessing and just hoped it stayed appropriate. And now we need to head down this pathway over here that is full of more fire. Oh, there's the sound of Pikmin drowning. Yeah, the blowhogs being around water is kind of bad, considering they can fling the red Pikmin right into the water. Hey, the anti-dioxin filter is back. Yay! Very nice. Anti-dioxin filter. The laws of D-Space require all ships to eliminate all pollutants. Very good laws. I have now recovered 17 of 30 parts. If I can find just 12 more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. But yeah, the positioning of the fiery blowhawks can be a bit annoying, which is why it's more preferable to try and just use a swarming strategy to take them out as quickly as possible. Because all those reds that were fighting him, aside from this one little guy here, they got flung into the water, and they drowned. And there's really nothing we can do about it because we were distracted with other things. We had to start getting that bridge down there built as fast as possible, because it is a very long bridge. And it takes a while for you to actually finish it. That whole side area there, that is where the last 2 ship parts are for the Forest Navel. And it requires the usage of all 3 types of Pikmin to get all of the parts. And it takes a while. I've seen, upon doing a little bit of research and things, I've seen guides to the ship parts actually say that it's recommended to set a day aside to basically get those 2 parts, because that's usually how time-consuming it is. Unfortunately, I did not really have that luxury, so I just had to power through it, and honestly, it didn't end up going too badly. We are only halfway through the day, The only other thing that's a problem, though, is that it's a very long path to actually get those ship parts back. So you do still have to hurry up as much as possible, as much as you possibly can. Because if you don't, it's just not going to go well. There goes another one into the water. So, and there goes a blue Pikmin, who apparently followed me over, and immediately was punished for his actions. Let's get this guy out of the way, and then start work officially on gathering the last 2 ship parts in the Forest Navel. Because yeah, it does take a very long time to get both of these upcoming parts. Like I said, that bridge is very long, and all the way at the end of this path, we also need to get another ship part that requires a bit of maneuvering of different Pikmin types. We need to basically send one type of Pikmin to get it, and then switch them to the red Pikmin so they can carry it safely through the fire. And meanwhile, the yellows and a few reds will continue building this bridge and get it done as fast as possible, because we need to get the other part that's over on the other side there. Just throw enough Pikmin over to carefully time things out so there are about 50-50 split. We don't have exactly 100 Pikmin with us because of, you know, Pikmin getting set on fire and things like that. But over here in the water, we've got what we need. The first thing we need our blues for, we have the analog computer. This computer conveys the kind of vague data that falls outside of the range of 1s and 0s. Actually, to be honest, it's a little too vague, so it isn't very helpful. Probably should upgrade there, Olimar, to something a bit easier to understand. But yeah, we need to have the blues carry it out part way to get it out of the water, and then we need to swap to the reds so they can finish carrying it back all the way. Because, yeah, trying to rely on a non-red Pikmin to get through this path with all these fire jets, it's not going to work out. It's not going to work in our favor. And we get back just in time for the bridge to be finished being built, and we can get to work on getting the last ship part, which does require, well, the last ship part for the Forest Navel, which does require the blues to knock open this geyser, the yellows to get tossed upward to the high ledge, much like I'm doing right now. Very good. Olimar takes the geyser upwards, and the yellows have to get tossed to an even higher ledge in order to actually grab the part, which is all the way up there. And it gets carried down, and boy, this is an obnoxious part because a lot can go wrong with this particular ship part, because the Pikmin can fall and end up falling into the water, and it's just not a good time. I found my Libra! My daughter gave this to me. It's named after her astrological sign. My sweet little girl. I wonder what she's doing right at this moment. And of course, we now need to get the yellows out of the way and have the reds work on actually carrying this back, because, well, they're the only ones that can get through the fire safely. The good thing is that once the parts are safely away from the fire jets, we can pile our Pikmin onto them in order to, oh, check out that epic save. That blue Pikmin was accidentally carrying that around, and I actually managed to get to him in time in order to extinguish the fire. You can extinguish the fire by whistling at your Pikmin, much like you can whistle the Pikmin to safety if they are drowning. It doesn't always end up working because the Pikmin do die pretty fast once they're drowning and they're on fire. So you gotta be quick on your feet for that one. And we just gotta check where that last part is. It is making decent progress back to camp, but we can help it along a little bit. Catching up to the analog computer, we will direct our Pikmin into place and get as many Pikmin piled onto this as we possibly can. There we go. Very nice. And with that, there are the maximum number of Pikmin carrying back the last 2 ship parts, so we just have to wait at this point. They do end up taking a bit of a long path around because I did not knock down some of the shortcut gates that you can take. But really, it just ended up working out for the best. Because if you spend too much time knocking down gates, you'll never be able to get the ship parts back. It's just kind of a you have to pick your battles sort of thing. And also, I'm frequently checking the map to make sure I'm not leaving any Pikmin behind, because they very much like getting stuck under bridges and things here. And getting distracted by grass, and flint beetles, and yeah. And also, we're gonna try to pick this last Pikmin, which is like, awkwardly pushed up against the wall. And hey, look, the analog computer made it back. Analog computer. This strengthens the outward emotions of the dolphin's computer. While it does make the computer smart, it also makes it quick to anger. It's just like my boss. Oh, Olimar. I have now recovered 18 of 30 parts. If I can find just 11 more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. Very cool. And the Libra should be close behind. We pick this Pikmin not to leave him behind. And there we go. That is all the ship parts in the Forest Navel collected. Very cool. Libra, my daughter gave this to me. My late return must have her very worried. Oh, Olimar. I have now recovered 19 of 30 parts. If I can find just 10 more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. Honestly, I really like Olimar as a character. Because, like, he does have these, like, family worries and things like that. Olimar's not, like, a superhero. He's not like Super Mario, who is just constantly going on adventures and stuff in order to save princesses and recover stars and shines and things like that. Olimar's just a dude. He's just a dude with a job that happens to be in space, and he just took a vacation to get away from work, and he ended up crash landing on a planet and going on a crazy adventure. And he's just got, like, a family at home that he worries about. He's just an average Joe in extraordinary circumstances. And, yeah, it makes him very likable, honestly. It makes him very likable and relatable. But I guess that's enough praising Olimar's character for right now, because the countdown to day 6 is done. We got all our Pikmin back to camp with us, we got all the ship parts back to the Dolphin, and we are officially done with the Forest Navel, making 3 areas completely cleared out. And we can finally start exploring a new area on the next day. The Dolphin blasts off into the atmosphere once more, leaving stupid Wollywogs behind. You don't even eat Pikmin, what's your problem? 6 days since impact. There are now only 11 parts I still need to retrieve. Will I be able to recover the remaining parts in 24 more days? Surely there are some parts that are not absolutely necessary. If my ship is not complete on day 30, the only way I will find out is to try to lift off. I just recalled the day I took my son for a ride in this spaceship. He was so happy. I shall teach him of this journey when I return. And I shall return. I must. I can already see the look of wonder on his precious face as I describe my adventures with the Pikmin. See, Olimar's a good dude. He's just a cool dad that's trying to make a living. He's great. But yes, that brings us to the end of day 6. Here are our Pikmin results today. We did not sprout any Pikmin, but we definitely lost 19 in battle. Some of them got squashed, some of them got set on fire, and it's, just not pleasant overall, I guess. But that's going to call it for right now, so thank you very much for watching. This is your good friend Sparky signing off for now. I'll catch you later.